at the end of the day, you still failed. And it's like dealing with that failure is hard. So easy to attach like failures with like you identify with that failure that you are a failure because you have failed rather than just something didn't go right or something went wrong or something was just not what you expected it to be. Everyone, my name is Marcus and welcome to Planet Therapy. Thank you for sharing. Just over broke. Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Therapy. This is the space where we have casual conversations surrounding work-life balance, self-love, and empowerment. So let's just get right into it. What I thought would be a good topic to talk about today is actually just talk about bouncing back from disappointments. As we know, disappointment is a fact of life, and I feel like it happens literally in areas where we don't even expect it, whether it comes to work, families, friendships, relationships, and we just somehow have to learn how to deal with it, and it's not always easy. So it's like, if I give you an example for when it comes to work, I feel like it's been many times that I'm sure you can relate where it's like in sales, we have to meet targets every month. And there's been a time where, believe it or not, I've not managed to meet target. And as small as it might be, it feels like, okay, if I wasn't able to meet target, how does that affect me? It means I don't get the commission I want. It means my team's also a bit down on what their target might be for the month. Also, it feels like eyes are on me because it's like, okay, why did I meet target? What did I do wrong? Da, da, da. Sometimes it could have just been that like it was just a bad time in the month where there's not that many people answering the phones, not many people want to buy from me, or I just didn't have enough accounts and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you still failed. And it's like dealing with that failure is hard because it's almost like you're being rejected from like feeling good or like anything else that might be good. You're just focused solely on the fact that I have failed on those targets and there are going to be repercussions of that, whether it's like you're out the job, whether it's just even just taking a hit of your own pride, um again, for example, I guess recently at the moment I'm not even working, so it feels like because of that I'm just like, okay, I'm not where I want to be, and it feels like it's a halt of my growth. And it's also where it's like I wasn't able to do well for myself, and it's been times where like last year I was made redundant, and again it was just like, I don't know. It just feels like I'm a failure. So it's like, okay, how do I deal with that? What do I do? What did I do? So ways that I feel like I managed to kind of just come out of it is actually understanding and accepting this is such a common feeling. And it's like we're going to get to situations in our time in our life that we're not going to do well. And we just have to accept that. It's not an attack of like our character, because I feel it's so easy to attach like failures with like you identify with that failure that you are a failure because you have failed rather than just something didn't go right or something went wrong or something was just not what you expected it to be. So during those times I was like, you know what? It's so easy to just give up and it's like, well, what's the point? And I feel like again with sales, you can't really do that because you just have to accept that you just have to keep going, and it's like ignoring that rejection or ignoring that failure to just power through. And it's like in essence that sounds great because you're just putting it in the back of your head, but you're not giving yourself time to actually think about it or just process how you're feeling. And I guess in the stages where it's like, okay, for me, looking for jobs, or times where I don't meet targets and stuff like that, I just I give myself, let's say, a day or two to just be sad. What that means is like bed rot. It means like bed rot sounds so bad, but it just means basically that I'm just not leaving the bed. I'm not leaving the house. I'm just being sad. I'm thinking about it and just accepting that, okay, I failed in this essence of my life and becoming okay with that. And that sounds crazy, but it's like things like this is going to happen. You're going to not do so well in certain areas at certain points in time. And you have to learn that this is okay in terms of it's like, okay, fine, I failed. And after that, you just have to pick yourself up. So common ways that I feel like to deal with that is, like I said, first, give myself a bedwetting day or two, just like, you know what, I'm accepting that I'm sad and that's it. Secondly, what I do is journal. And the art of journaling is so powerful where it's like, I'm checking in. I'm like, okay, with this situation, for example, with my job, what could I have done better to make sure that, you know, this doesn't happen again? Like, why did I not meet target? Okay, I maybe didn't reach out to as many people as I could have. Or maybe, you know, I wasn't dynamic or creative enough with my approach to reaching out to clients. Or even with interviews, I feel like interviewing is such a job in itself because I've been through so many interviews and I'm like, oh yeah, I just hear, sorry, unfortunately, wasn't able to get it. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? Because half the time you don't even get that feedback. You just have to kind of sit with it on your own. So again, after that, you journal in terms of, okay, what actually happened? What could I have done better next time so that I can get a better result next time? Because then it's like you start to slowly stop to identify you like that failed thing as yourself as a failure. It's like that thing failed, not I failed. It's like you are then pushing past that to accept that, okay, these things happen and let me move past that. So again, after I find out what I've done, what have I done, and then what can I do better? I then just start to do better. I set myself goals. I'm like, okay, cool. Like in this period of me interviewing and looking for jobs, I give myself time blocks. I'm like, okay, in the morning for let's say these couple of hours, I'm going to research on these jobs. I'm going to apply for these jobs. I'm going to edit my CV. I'm going to go on LinkedIn, post on LinkedIn, just go crazy. But I also make sure I factor in time to just rest and relax because, like I said, interviewing is a job in itself. And you're setting yourself up for expectations like an interview process might be going well. And then for some reason that somewhere is beyond your control, you didn't get that job. So it's like, I have to accept there's a lot of things outside of my control. So what is within my control that I can do to make myself feel better? So I give myself time to do that. I block out my day like I'm working. I also factor in time to rest because, believe it or not, sometimes when you're not working, this is the only break you're going to get, like on a day to day. So you got to find ways to enjoy it, whether it means actually having a bit more bedrotting days, whether it means to go out, whether it means to go out with friends, connect, or try something new. Even this podcast, I was like, you know what, as I'm applying for jobs, why not give myself a creative hobby that I actually enjoy it? And it's like taking the time out to do some research in mental health and going to networking events to meet people and connect, to hear other people's experiences has been really empowering. And it's like, I wouldn't have been able to maybe invest as much time and effort if I wasn't working. So sometimes these are the best times to really be creative and be proactive and understanding yourself a lot more and like what sort of redirection can I give myself right now? Because I've spoken to friends, I've spoken to family, and some people that are going through similar circumstances where it's like they're looking for jobs or, you know, their work isn't going how they want it at the moment. And the conversations I've had with them is like it's actually giving them time to be like, okay, do I actually want to go in this career? Because it's so easy to just be caught up in the noise, the day to day. You're always there, moving, 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 9 to 5, Monday to Friday in a job that you didn't actually realize it's not like you're not passionate about it, or you're not passionate about the company you're working for, and that just means you're falling into that trap. So when you have that time to just take that step out, having a break and actually clearing your head, it's like, oh, why don't I try and upskill in a different area? Because I might have better luck there. And that's just all a part of realigning your mindset and realigning your thought processes to make sure that you're okay and you are not a failure. Something just hasn't worked out, but it always gives you a better opportunity for growth in some way you might not even expect, or place you in a different company, or place you in a different friendship circle, or place you in a different relationship that you didn't see coming, but is ultimately better for yourself. And yeah, it's just having that sort of positive attitude, you know? And I think you only get to that point when you realize you have to take steps at a time. It's not, okay, yes, I'm not working. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot of pressure that comes with that because bills still got to get paid. And the only way you're going to get them paid is you finding a job or you getting that target or just feeling accomplished. Like some things just have to happen, and you're gonna always have that pressure at your back of your mind. I'm not saying everything's all willy nilly, but you have to really get yourself to a point where it's like, I'm going to have that balance where it's like I can be sad and I can also be proactive, because at the end of the day, things do have to get done. Don't get me wrong, and you have to really empower your mindset to get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go, but it's also knowing when to step back and take these small steps to kind of approach to getting yourself in a better place to even make things better for yourself, and to also realign and readjust in different scenarios, and also have conversations, because I've done so much network. I've probably done the most networking I've done in my life being unemployed. And I've learned so much from these people, different professionals from different industries, different backgrounds. Even in interviews themselves, I've spoken to so many different people. And I've learned so much about different industries. I'm like, oh, okay. I've actually done so much better in my cold calls. I've done so much better in my intro email preps and stuff like that, purely from the fact that I have to research and do so much work to kind of land these roles, and only do that when I have to refine the skills that I had before to show off to the company. So it's like, okay, like everything's actually a learning opportunity, and it's just embracing that. And when you stop identifying yourself as a failure, you actually realize that, oh, like this is just a step in my step. It's just like a stepping stone right now. And what can I do to kind of get myself over that hill, you know? But yeah, this is just a short and sweet episode. And the key takeaways is basically understanding that failure is a fact of life. And when you have these failures, it's not an attack on you. It's more often than not, it's actually a signpost that you actually need to stop and actually think about, what am I doing wrong? And what can I do to realign myself to get to a better place so that I'm now back on track? And there's power in that. There's power in reevaluating, pivoting your mindset from what it was, when you can just have a halt, have a break, and then take this opportunity to better yourself into finding new techniques on, like, for example, again with sales, you might not have met that target. Now you have to stop and think, what can I do better? You have conversation with your peers to kind of think about, what do they do when it comes to outreach, when it comes to emails or calls, and then trying to figure that out for yourself. Go to upskilling, go to classes, like learn how to make a bigger impact with your social selling, or just even just again, casual, something casual like friendships. It's like, if you have those failures where it's like, okay, that friendship isn't working, what can you do? What can you then do to make sure that, hey, I find friends that actually better align with my mindset? I can take about what I've learned from those friendships and be like, okay, what do I want next time? So that then you can go out and make better friends for yourself. It's just all a process, and it's all knowing how to just step out from your comfort zone and actually know that, okay, taking those small steps to get yourself in a better headspace and a better period, and it's in a different place than where you was before. So all in all, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Like I said, it was short and sweet. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, you can find me on LinkedIn, Marcus Johnson, or you can find us on socials and on Spotify and Apple, Planet Therapy. And yeah, I hope you guys take care, stay blessed. Peace.